Hey guys, Drez here. Today I'm bringing you two videos to show you how to gem, enchant, reforge, and talent your warrior, both for arms and for prot. This video is going to be for arms. I'm going to put a link on the right here for the prot video if you're just interested in that one. And hopefully you learned something from this. So let's go ahead and get started with talents. Now, as a warrior, I enjoy playing arena. I enjoy going into battlegrounds. So I like to be able to play by myself as well as others. And currently, my spec involves gag order, and this is because I don't need the self-healing from blood craze or piercing howl. So as a warrior, you'll see this is a talent not many people get, but this allows you to keep up a lot of pressure, allows you to silence targets both with your pummel and with your heroic throw. Regardless of fake casting, you'll get that silence off, and this often leads to kills both in arena and BGs. It's just amazing because warriors don't have a lot of CC in Cataclysm, and this definitely makes up for it. I mean, without gag order, I feel like there's not a whole lot I can do, but with gag order, that's how I get my 2v1 or my 1v2s and my 1v3s. So it makes a big difference. You can lock down quite a few people. Also, a talent most people don't get would be sweeping strikes. I've had quite a few warriors ask me why I get sweeping strikes, and that is for 2s and 3s in arena to put out a lot more pressure. If you have any melee on you chasing you whatsoever and you want to take down a healer or you do a switch, that's when you pop sweeping strikes, hopefully side by side with some burst, and you can hit two targets at the same time and put out a lot of pressure. So sweeping strikes and gag order both lead to kills, definitely increase my pressure as a warrior, and to be honest, I don't even miss blood craze. And with the classes that I've been playing with, I don't really need piercing howl, and that is because the classes I play with also have a slow. So both blood craze and piercing howl are just things I find I don't need anyway, so it's much better for me to have sweeping strikes and gag order here. Also, insight is a big one. It adds a lot of damage to your warrior, being able to crit 15% increased crit strike for a heroic strike, and if you do get a critical, your next one's going to be a critical. So anytime I'm bursting, I'm also spamming heroic strike off cooldown, and when I post some arena footage for you guys to watch, I'm sure you'll notice that it's a lot of damage, and honestly it's the reason why I out DPS every warrior in arena. People ask, how do I do so much damage? Insight is one of my secrets there, and some warriors get it. It's definitely more common than gag order and sweeping strikes, but some warriors don't, so they prefer other talents. I would recommend trying it out. Anyway, so this is my talent setup as an arms warrior. Most of these talent points you're going to have set up as I do here. They're fairly common, but I figured I'd go over those few talents there that might be different from what you currently run. So let's go ahead and jump into the glyphs here. Now with the major glyphs, of course, there's not a lot of options. Mortal Strike, Blade Storm, and Overpower are the glyphs that you're going to want. There's really nothing better for an arms warrior, and then of course long charge as well as rapid charge, duration reduction on charge there. Those are going to be pretty necessary. This third one here is optional. I like to use Victory Rush. This helps 2s and 3s. If we get that kill but I'm almost dead, gives me a big boost, a big heal, and it's just amazing in BGs. It keeps you alive. Also, Victory Rush is another reason why in BGs I can do 1v4, 1v5s. If I'm playing against people that aren't so skilled, I can kill them, get the Victory Rush, and just keep healing. So this is awesome. I love it, and I definitely don't intend to change that anytime soon. The minor glyphs, I presently use Intimidating Shout, Wall, that sometimes is replaced with Commanding Shout depending on the composition that I play. It is nice to have the ability to fear people but keep them in place. Say you're playing with a Frost DK and you need to get a Hungering Cold out, you can chain a fear to a Hungering Cold. So that's really good for that purpose. You definitely want Berserker Rage, just to give you a little bit more rage here and there, and then one shout, whether it's battle or commanding, provided that your shouts are being used in arena. So this one I change often, just depending on the comp that I'm running. Okay, so now let's go ahead and jump into the gear here, into the gemming. So with the head slot, I use the Honor Enchant, 60 Strength, and Rezeal, the 54 Strength meta with 3% increased critical effect, and the 50 Strength gem there. So I have epic gems in all of my gear finally. I'm excited about that, and it doesn't make a huge difference. If you don't have a lot of money, or you're not getting you're not raiding, you're not PvEing, then I wouldn't even worry about it. So 50 strength there. Let's jump down into the shoulders here. 25 strength, 25 resilience. This gem is called Resplendent. I really like this gem just because you're able to get strength and survivability. So this is important. Some warriors may get all bold, just 40 or 50 strength gems in every slot, but I do want to balance resilience with attack power. I do want to have some survivability in arena, definitely in BGs as well. And so in some areas I've compromised, in other areas I refuse to. So in this case, I do want the strength bonus there, and it's nice to be able to get that additional resilience. So in the chest piece here, you'll see that I didn't go for the resilience bonus because at this point I didn't need it. I'm at pretty much 5,000 resil, and it really starts to taper off. There's a lot of diminishing returns on resilience, as you probably already know. So in the chest, I've got 20 to all stats, which is called Peerless Stats Enchant, and then I have the 2 strengths. Now let's look at the enchant on my shoulder real fast again, because I skipped over that. That's the 50 strength, 25 resil. So that's just the honor enchant that you buy at the vendor. Jumping down to the wrist piece, we've got another 50 strength gem with the 50 strength enchant on the bracers. Landslide, of course, on the T2 weapon, and of course the strength ranged. Moving on to the hands here, we have 25 strength, 37 stamina with the 67 strength jewel crafter's gem. That's a bold chimera's gem there. Also 50 strength enchant on the gloves. Belt, much the same with the 25 strength, 67 strength bold chimera. And the legs, same deal again there with the 190 attack power, 55 crit armor. So with these 3 here, I felt that yes, I could go straight bold gems and get straight strength and miss that stamina. But between these 3 slots, just because of the bonuses in strength and resilience, by going with strength, I would have 55 more strength, but I would be losing well over 1,000 health. And at this point in the game, that 1,000 health actually helps me quite a bit generate heals, any kind of self heals that are procced like Second Wind, Enraged Regen. That's all percentage based. So the more health you have, the more you're going to heal there. And like I said earlier, I have plenty of damage. Also, I have a lot more strength than even warriors that do tend to gem those all with bold, because I have a jewel crafter, so I have the 67 strength gems, and that makes up for it. So let's look at the enchant here on the boots. This is the Earth and Vitality, 30 stamina, minor movement speed increase, and 50 strength. Some people go for the mastery, which is an option. You know, if you play a comp where you're never focused, then I would suggest just going, you know, all strength there. It really depends on what you play, but like I said earlier, I love to play Battlegrounds, and usually I queue with just a few friends, or even sometimes by myself. And then also I do get focused a lot in arena, so I do like the stamina and I do like the extra resilience. Rings, of course, nothing special there, just a little bit of a reforge, which we'll go over in a second. Looking at the stats here when you're reforging, this is what you want to shoot for basically, is a 5% hit chance. Anything over 5%, and it's pretty much a wasted stat. So this is as close as I could get without using any hit gems. So 5.04% hit there, which is just barely hit capped, and then 20 expertise. And balancing both of these together can be tricky, but 20 expertise I feel is important, because anything less than 20 and you're going to have a chance to be dodged by the enemy that you're playing against. So obviously they can still dodge with specific talents and whatnot, but expertise at 20, at least you won't have the RNG of, oh, you know, my big hit just got dodged. So I feel that's very important, just like hit cap. So both expertise 20, hit cap 5%, shoot for those things here, and then of course in arms I'm shooting for crit, where I'm not going for hit or expertise. So to do that, I've reforged my helm to hit, reforged the shoulders to crit, the chest to hit, bracers stay the same, weapon stays the same, your range is going to be reforged to expertise, your arms, or gloves, sorry, are going to be reforged to crit, your belt stays the same, your legs go to crit, boots stay the same, and the ring for hit will actually go to expertise. So this allows you to balance your stats out and really get the most bang for your buck. So this is what you'll want to do with arms. We'll also use a very similar setup as a prot warrior in FC to also achieve the expertise and hit cap there. So you can still use all the off pieces with the way this is set up, and just change out your main pieces for your FC gear and remain capped in both categories. The only difference there between how you reforge arms versus your FC gear, everything you reforge to crit just gets reforged to mastery. Then you leave everything else the same on your main pieces, and you'll remain hit capped and expertise capped. If you do have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I do check them. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.